A group form is a form that groups specific questions or elements that the user must answer before proceeding to the next step. You can create as many groups as necessary to obtain all of the information that you require. You can begin the process either by clicking on the New Form button in the top right corner, or by clicking on the Builder tab. Then select Group Form. Next, you will need to enter a title for your form. The name should relate to the campaign you are using it for or the general goal of the form. Then click Create. The Builder tab will update and reveal the form builder. You will see the title of your form at the top, along with a space below that reads Drag and Drop a Form Component. The element that's unique to group forms is the pages that you have available in the top left corner of the form. By default, you will have one page, but can create more by clicking this plus page button. Then, you can navigate back and forth between pages by clicking on these tabs. The left side column contains the fields you need to start creating your new form. Because there is a large variety of fields and options, we created separate help documents that detail each, which you can find in the article below. You can quickly start adding fields by clicking one from this left-hand column and dragging it onto the form. The predefined fields at the top are ready-to-go fields that allow you to create a new form quickly and simply. It contains common go-to information requests such as name, phone number, email, and address. These elements provide everything you need to create a very basic form. The Basics section provides more customization options by leaving the fields empty for you to edit. Otherwise, they function exactly the same, allowing you to drag and drop them wherever you would like. The Advanced section provides more in-depth components such as file upload, image upload, and a date and time selector. You can learn more about these by hovering over and clicking the gear icon to access the settings. Be sure to read through the tooltips in the settings before utilizing different options. Finally, the Layout section allows you to implement layout options that completely change how your form appears. For example, using the Columns component will split a section into two columns where you can then drag and drop two unique components to occupy those columns. As an important note, you can edit the title of any field by going to the settings and changing the label, just like this. After you enter your label, click Save. Then you can see your new label. If you're not happy with a field placement, you can easily rearrange your current form by hovering over the field, clicking on this arrow icon, and dragging it as necessary. Most submission forms will require certain information before a user can submit their entry. You can manually make any field required by accessing the Edit menu from the gear on the right. Then go to the Validation tab. Make sure to check the Required box for any fields you want to require on your form. Then click Save. You can check for required fields by looking for this red asterisk. If you decide that you don't like a field or deem it unnecessary, you can quickly delete it by clicking on the X icon on the right. Next, let's go to Styles. You will find various options available that allow you to change font colors, background colors, sizing options, and more. Finally, we have the Options tab. Here, you can modify the form name, use the drop-down to select categories and tags, and determine what happens after a user submits the form. Currently, you can create a message to display upon submitting the form by clicking Message, or you can redirect the user to a new URL. Then use this text field below for either. You will also notice that the bottom 3 fields refer to the Facebook pixel. You can use these options to help you use this form to track specific instances with your pixel. However, this process is a bit more complex, which is why we created a separate help article which you can find below this video. If at any point you'd like to preview what your form looks like on an actual web page, you can do so by going to the top right and clicking this button. To exit the preview, click the X. Once we're finished with our form, we need to publish. We can do so by clicking Publish in the top right. After clicking Publish, a new menu will appear that looks like this. You now have 3 methods to share your form. Link to Share provides a direct link to the form, which you can send through messaging or post directly onto a web page. Embed provides the HTML code you need to post in the text editor of your web page. This will integrate an instance form, allowing it to appear as designed for users to interact with on the website. Finally, there's iframe. Iframe embedding integrates a live version of your form. This means that any changes you make to your form in the Forms app should automatically be reflected on the website. Your form may load slightly slower as it must go through an additional step to load. Also, web developers will also not be able to edit your form within the website HTML. Choose the option that's best for you and click on the blue Copy button at the bottom to grab your code. As a final note, you can find your new form underneath the Forms tab here.